Every year, I light up my house for Christmas, a tradition that began with my late wife. But this year, HOA President Karen decided it was too bright, too loud, and not in line with community aesthetic. She demanded I take it all down, sent me fines, left angry voicemails, so I did what any grieving husband with a background in audio engineering would do. I synced her rants to the lights and let the entire neighborhood enjoy the show. A light too joyful my house was the highlight of the block. My name's Henry Walker. I'm a retired electrical engineer living in a cul-de-sac in Ridgewood Pines, a suburban HOA neighborhood known for being aesthetically uniform. But every December, my house turns into a holiday wonderland. That I do it in memory of my late wife, Marcy. Christmas was her season: cookies, carols, candlelight. After she passed 2 years ago, I promised myself I'd keep the tradition going, not just for her, but for the neighbors who'd come to love it too. That included synchronized lights music synced to FM radio hot cocoa nights for local kids until Karen moved in. This isn't Vegas. Henry Karen Becker, newly elected HOA president, rang my bell in mid-December, sunglasses on, HOA manual in hand. Mr. Walker, your house looks like a casino. This is a residential community, not Fremont Street. I chuckled politely. It's just lights. Off by 9:30 p.m. All approved equipment. Same as last year. She leaned in. Well, I'm president now, and I'm telling you to tone it down. Or take it down. That night, I got my first warning letter. Overillumination, disruption of community tone, excessive decorative sound, followed by a $150 fine. The voicemails began. She started leaving me angry messages, always after HOA meetings or wine nights, apparently. This is an HOA, not a circus. Turn it off, or I'll get the sheriff. You're embarrassing the entire neighborhood. I kept every voicemail, all 17 of them, because what Karen didn't know, I used to design soundboards for concerts before I retired, and I still had a full audio workstation in my garage. IT started as a joke in my head. Then it turned into a mission. HOA cracks down, but the neighborhood fights back. Karen issued another fine, this time for $300, and tried to cite me for resisting HO authority. But the thing is, my house is technically just outside the official HOA perimeter. I'd never signed the membership docs. She was bluffing. When she sent volunteers to monitor my lights, my neighbors stood on their lawns in support. One family even made a sign that said, "Let Henry shine." Karen was fuming, and her voicemails got louder, nastier, and much more usable. Cue the lights and the voice of Karen using a simple controller and voice-to-light modulation. I created a new light show. Every time a Christmas beat dropped, Karen's voice would echo from sync speakers. Turn off these lights. This isn't Vegas. I'm a HOA president. Even better, the neighbors loved it. Some came with lawn chairs. Others brought cocoa. The next weekend, the block was packed. Cars lined the street, waiting to see the infamous Karen light show. Karen called the cops. The cops showed up and stayed for cocoa the night after the Karen light show debuted. She finally followed through on her threats. Blue and red lights rolled down the block. 2 sheriff's deputies stepped out, approached my lawn, and immediately heard, "You're disrupting the peace with these carnival lights." Flashing LED strobes blinked perfectly in sync. One deputy, clearly trying not to laugh, turned to me and asked, "Mr. Walker, is that her actual voice?" I nodded. "All public voicemails, officer. No edits. Just a little light and sound." The other deputy chuckled, shook his head, and said, "No crime here. But that's the funniest thing I've seen all week." Karen tries to sue, but digs her own hole. Karen wasn't done. She filed a neighborhood defamation complaint, claiming I'd damaged her public image with unauthorized use of personal recordings. But my lawyer, the same one who handled my business contracts, responded fast. All voicemails were sent by her to my personal number. There were no edits. Only volume modulation and light sync. It was protected under fair use. especially with no commercial intent worse. During the complaint review, her past HOA emails surfaced, full of threats, bias, and even discriminatory remarks about other residents. The court tossed her complaint. The HOA launched an investigation. HOA Christmas coup 2 weeks. Later, the Ridgewood Pines HOA held a surprise emergency vote. Karen assumed her position was secure until neighbors started showing up in droves. Turns out, they'd had enough of her misuse of funds, of her aggressive fines, and of her complete lack of holiday spirit. The ballot was clear. Motion to remove Karen Becker from HOA presidency, effective immediately. Final tally, 34-2. Even her own vice president voted against her. The true Christmas miracle: after Karen stepped down, the HOA formally apologized to me and revoked all the false fines. More than that, they asked me to help organize next year's neighborhood light event. I accepted on one condition. We do it for the kids, not for control. We started a tradition that year, the Holiday Walk of Lights, featuring hot cocoa stands, musical displays, and charity donations. The event raised over $12,000 in its first year. And Karen? She moved to a quieter condo across town, where I'm told decorations are strictly forbidden. Epilogue: let the lights speak. I still play Marcy's favorite carol, Silent Night, every Christmas Eve. And for one moment, the lights dimmed to a soft blue glow. But right after midnight, I flip the switch and the display comes back full power, including Karen's most iconic line, immortalized forever: turn off these lights. It's now the opening drop for the entire show. Some stories fade with time, but this one, it blinks on every December and reminds the whole neighborhood: never mess with a man's lights or his memories. Final words: she tried to steal my joy, dim my lights, and rewrite our tradition. But all she really did was become part of the show. And this time, she couldn't turn it off, like watching HOA tyrants get outshined. Hit that subscribe button for more real revenge stories that prove the nice guy doesn't finish last. He finishes with a spotlight and a standing ovation.